All right. We're playing Tamiyo Completed Sage as our commander. I wanted to play the 4-mana Teferi, um, just to do some sort of blue-white control thing, but this felt a little bit more unique, but it's fairly similar to that, I would say. Just a ton of counter spells. We're missing, I guess, the white removal, but we have a ton of naturalize effects, and every single Frogify, the lose all ability stuff. We have, I think there's 3 in blue and 1 in green, so we're going to try just destroying our opponent's commanders by just keeping them as useless creatures in play. We're playing mana dorks. I'm usually not super big on them, but it's nice to have like a lot of things on 2. It isn't like regular commander where I can run like Rampant Growth, Farseek, 3 Visits, or Nature's Lore, stuff like that. We're just poised into playing a bunch of mana dorks, so we're going to try that. Oh, wait. Speaking of which, I probably want my... Oh, Cold Steel Heart is in here, excuse me. What's the other one? Arcane Signet. Arcane Signet is not in here, that's my bad. But, yeah, so we're just going to ramp into counterspells, or I guess in tandem with counterspells, into like Ulamog, Koma, River's Rebuke to reset the board, Jace, Tatyova to draw a ton of cards with our ramp spells. Shoot, what are we taking out? Probably taking out a random counterspell here. We don't have a ton of artifacts for protocol, so probably don't. I'm not too excited about that one. Lands are pretty straightforward because we're not like 3 or 4 colors. There's a ton of basics. Nothing much to say about that. It would be nice to play to get Uro into play for once. I feel like every time I run the guy, I never see him. It's kind of funny. Certainly a very, very good card. But I guess with that in mind, he isn't exactly the first thing you tutor for, right? So I guess there's that. And you could replace Jace with like Primal Command or Shared Summons, so you always have, just like our Omnath deck, we could consistently get Ulamog. Here we don't, but I don't think we need Ulamog to like outright win the game. Her ultimate does not do what 5 Minutes of Fairies does. It simply just draws cards, which is nice, but the discount isn't super relevant, I would say, but we'll see. I'm curious how often I can like resolve this and stick it, because I don't think it's gonna be too often. It feels like a little bit of a challenge there. If you do resolve it and stick it, then feeling really good. But Teferi protects himself, and she protects herself from like a creature, but you don't get to untap your mana. But we're doing it anyways. Like, comment, and subscribe before I forget. I know it was almost too late. I mean, I could say it. I could say it after every game, but I don't think that would be a good idea. Would it? All right, so Niv Mizzet means I can't counter it, but we have the ability to like Frogify it sometimes. With that in mind, I suppose I'll keep this hand. It has counter spells and ramp spells. One of our ramp spells is actually instant. We're just looking for like a Frogify, I think. If I were to take a shot in the dark here. I also have, just like every time I play a commander for the first time, I have no idea where my bucket is, my tier list. Like, what are we playing against? What are we never going to see? Stuff like that. I'm going to tempo this out just to keep our opponent behind us in like lands and mana. Usually don't ever like to do that, but I'm fine with doing it here. There's not too many things I think I'm going to be negating, so I think that's reasonable. Opponent is absolutely going to leave up a counterspell for the rest of time. Brainstorm's alright, but I would like to have been able to cast it after I cast Harrow. Doesn't look like that will be the case. And this is one of those games where we will probably never resolve our commander. Probably. If I were to get ahead of the curve there, in assumption how this game is going to play out. Opponent would be insane to ever tap out, I think, on their own turn. We can try to just cast it twice. I don't know. I'll get blue-green. We can cast Mind. Our opponent is not in the range of casting their commander, so let's see what happens here. If they were going to cast their commander, I wouldn't do this. It makes it look like I only I had no lands in hand, and that might be worth it. Yeah, looks like it paid off. Kind of reckless, but I mean, sometimes you just got to do that, right? All right, we can play this and then not do double counterspell, so I don't think I want to do that. I could... No, I'm not going to cast Tamiyo. We are in a bind, though. If they just go to cast their commander, I can, like, tap it down, but that doesn't really do anything. This Tamiyo doesn't do anything against it either. There's nothing in my graveyard that does anything against it. It just comes into play. I can't do anything. But they don't do it. Okay. Interesting. Maybe they don't realize it's counterable? I can leave up 2 counterspells if I cast this, so... This is also not a particularly strong card. But they do want to get rid of it. Okay. They also mill me for 3. They milled 3 poop cards. That's pretty nice. Okay, so they were just simply waiting to leave up a single mana? I'm not sure what that's about. Alright, well, we have 3 shots at one of our 3 cards here that deal with this right now. If we don't draw them, we pretty much lose instantly. I think. And they have a 1 mana spell, because of course they do. Alright. Wait. I can still counter that. And it's not even like it fixes our problem. It's not like they can't deal with it. Yeah, Niv Mizzet almost always wins the control games because he can't be countered, and that's really about it. It's like Chromium, except way better. Though in the Chromium Niv Mizzet matchup, you have a ton of removal that would otherwise be dead because you don't have anything to kill. So it's like the one target for all your removal spells. But between the two, I think Niv Mizzet is certainly like one of the best ones there. It's just like this uncounterable, massive creature that... I mean, we drew like 4 cards. My opponent tapped out and still had things to do in the turn that they played it. Like, it's just crazy. Alright, 5 mana, 4/4 Jin. It's blue-white. You gotta pay attention there. I don't want to get surprised by a white card. Attacking creatures get flying, +1/+1. Okay, so some sort of blue-white flying deck. There's not too many options in that department, really. So we'll see. If it comes in too early, the problem with playing this kind of deck is like I need to do something about the board. I think that's where we're gonna be a little weak. We'll do this. I'm not gonna brainstorm. Okay. So I can play a land and pass. Or I can play this. I think I will. I think I will play this here. There's not too much I can counter this turn, so I just don't want to leave it up for no reason. Well, we could have countered that, and now we can't, but we don't have a ton of things that cost 4 or more. That's the one that has our snowlands intertapped. Of course it is. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is so annoying. Ugh. Alright, well, if I want to do a counterspell, I gotta pay 3 life. So, I'm doing that. Uh-oh. What happened? The game froze. I've never seen that. Did I crash it with... I must have crashed it with, Oh my god. I've never seen that. I tried to pay 3 life and the game's like, no. Oh, also I found the light pause. It's now my background. That was not Magic Arena loading screen. That was my background. Oh, do we get to put... Are we put back in the game? The game has never crashed on stream or off stream. I've never had Magic Arena crash before. Oh, okay, I guess we're back. That was really weird. Okay, so I kind of have to counter that, or I'm very screwed. Because that makes it so I can't... like target their things with the few things in my deck that actually target. So I can play Tamiyo, and our opponent's... Oh, I can't. Right, tapped. Everything's tapped. Everything's tapped because of this stupid card. Alright, I guess I'm not doing anything then. Leave up Tails in for... I mean, this was a legendary, but I really wanted to surveil. Okay. Yep. I guess I'm going to wilt that, because I don't really have many wilt targets. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so we found Frogify. Guess I'm going to play this. Tap their middle creature down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Oh, I can't. I have to pay life because it costs 2. Oh, it costs 2 more, not 1 more off this stupid card. Dare I say that's the best card in their deck? Probably is. Okay. Oh, of course. Right. Silly me. I forgot. They just had that. River's Rebuke isn't terrible. I'm probably not frogifying this turn. So we'll just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I wonder what that card is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kind of close to Ulamog. Just they drew a land too. That's just not good. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, you have to pay life again. No, but then I'm tapped out. Alright, we're dead. Whatever. Just literally didn't do anything. Like, I don't know if this is possible, or at least this way of doing it, because when people play to the board and I just can't kill any of their creatures, like I just can't do anything, right? This might not work. This might not work. Might have to go back to the drawing board here. Oh, well, this is certainly a... well, maybe... I don't know. Frogifying Light Paws doesn't actually beat it. So, I don't know. It probably doesn't. It gets under counterspells in this hand, too. Like, I can't actually counter it. Alright, I'll try this. I'll try this. I'm not ecstatic about it, but we have one of the cards that are decent here. Okay, we no longer have that out because our opponent played Protection for their commander. Yep, well, I guess that's that. I mean, we can counter it now, which is surprising. If I knew they weren't going to cast it this turn, I would have played a tap land last turn and left up a counterspell, but now they don't have access to their commander, which is crazy. I mean, they still do, but it's just more out there now, right? And I can blow this up. Tatyova would be nice, but not right now. Alright, so we can liberate her and leave it up. And I think I'm going to take a turn off and just expect that I don't need to cast this Subdual. I'm not going to blow up the Cold Steel Heart. Doesn't really feel like a good idea. Okay, I'm going to naturalize this thing and see if our opponent has a 1-mana protection spell. They do not. Or not like a super efficient one, at least. Koma seems good. It endlessly taps their commander down when we get to it. So that's nice. This also taps their commander down. I don't know if I want to... Yeah, I mean, yeah. If they have to enchant Dauntless Bodyguard, that is kind of funny, so... And we can probably deal with this Bodyguard at some point. How many more lands do we need for Koma? 2? Well, yeah, they can still enchant it. It's not like it's a bad thing to do, right? It's going to be tapped down. I think they should have enchanted the Bodyguard, honestly. Maybe not. I don't know. I think I would have. If you don't kill Tamiyo, Light Pause doesn't exactly do anything. I can minus Tamiyo. We do have permanents in our graveyard. We can... Oh. Alright, well. Silly me. Yep, take action. I don't believe there's a reliable way to blow this up, so I just have to recast Tamiyo. Incubation Druid is not really much of a blocker right now. Alright, so I guess I'm just trading Jace for their commander. It does remove the Bodyguard forever, but it doesn't... Oh, sweet. It doesn't stop them. Like, Light Pause costs 2 because it goes to hand. It doesn't go to the command zone. We got all that glitters out of the way, which is kind of the strongest aura, though, which is nice. I don't know. I felt like I was in a bad position. Oh, this is actually a -2. For some reason, I thought it was a -3. So they'd have to, yet again, enchant this to kill Jace. And given what they were doing, they probably wouldn't have. But they would have to. Like, you have to kill Jace. Like, you just have to kill Jace. Wow, we beat that matchup. That's kind of crazy. We didn't even need the Frogify either. I think... maybe we can drop some counter spells. I don't know. Maybe Tatyova's weird. We're not... With Mana Dorks, I don't like Tatyova as much. With ramp spells, I do. We do have the 4-mana ramp spells, but with Mana Dorks, not so much. So maybe we can drop Tatyova. Maybe just a giant like having a creature in play that is good at blocking isn't a horrible idea. But again, when you only have a few creatures, your opponent being able to like interact with your few creatures, you want them to be something like Uro or Ulamog or Koma. Otherwise, you just play it and it probably dies to like half of their hand that wasn't doing anything until you played a creature. At least in those like certain matchups. But Elder Gargaroth is a solid creature. And I think this is the kind of deck for it. What about just Reclamation? I feel like this is like a really good Wilderness Reclamation deck, actually. I don't believe there's a way to tutor for that card, though. You know what card has been jumping up in price on paper is Solve the Equation. It's like the blue tutor. And I've been pretty impressed with it. What would we get with it consistently? Probably just a Counterspell or Wilt if we needed to blow something up. You can't exactly get enchantments. Invoke the Winds might want to be in here. It is like a removal spell, right? Dismiss is a little loose. I'm not big on the 4-mana counterspells. Even Frilled Mystic. I just like the cards and was trying them, but now that I'm thinking about it, a little hard-pressed to pull those off, honestly. Also, what was the card I was talking about? Invoke. Invoke the Winds seems really good. What about you? It is like a mana dump at instant speed. So it's like Figure of Destiny, where I can do this and not like tap out on my own turn, while also like presenting something that is fairly reasonable in its size and threat. I've also never played the card before, so it'd be cool to try it. I was looking at it earlier. What else? Gyre Engineer is weird, because I don't like Palladium Mirror, and it's the same thing. But, yeah, if you untap it, you know, it's pretty nice. And you could argue we don't have a ton of, like, colorless, right? We're not, like, steep into colorless. Untapping on turn 4, playing a land, we have, what? 6 mana, we can go into, like, one of these. That's not too exciting anyways. So maybe we can replace Gyre Engineer with an actual ramp spell instead. Grow from the Ashes. I like that one. This is Triumph, I think, is a little underplayed as well. It just gives you 2 lands, sometimes 3 if you have a Nissa. And they can be any lands too, but we don't have a Nissa. I don't know if it's better. It's almost like the green version of... We'll try this one. We're just going to go for the normal one. Green version of like Night's Whisper, 2 mana draw 2. They are lands, but that's just kind of... Green's version of card draw is usually just lands. And it sometimes is even better because it goes right into play. Like, the green divination is essentially cultivate, but one of your 2 cards goes immediately into play, which is pretty nice. Alright, so this is making me realize we don't have any graveyard hate, but if it ever comes to that, I feel like we're in a pickle anyways. And they're also playing the even thing. That's different. I guess it works nicely with Madrotha, but it means no 1 or 3 mana cards. Though there's a lot of good 4 mana cards. Like all the sagas and stuff are on 4, so... Alright, so this, green... Man, I've had some friendly opponents, though, so far. Oh, no, saucing me with the temple. Alright. I almost fully foiled out my Madrotha list on paper, which is exciting. All the non-foils are, like, cards that are 20 bucks a foil, even though it's, like, a random uncommon, just because, you know, there's only, like, 1 foil of it, or it's just old and hard to get. Which is kind of sad, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, I think my Cultivate isn't foil. No, my Kadama's Reach isn't foil, because it's $1 bajillion. Hour of Promise is, I think, a lot in foil. Nile Spellbomb is like 12 bucks. I'm not spending 12 bucks on a foil Nile Spellbomb. It's just not doing it. So some of it is not foiled out, unfortunately. Alright, so Meta Dorks makes sense, because you can't play the 3 mana ramp spells when you're playing... Garudi boy, the real Elden Ring starts now. Okay, so I can play Tamiyo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can play Tamiyo for mana. And we're going to tap down their Mana Dork, which is quite powerful, actually, here. And we get to leave up Negate. This is... Alright, don't crash. Alright, it didn't crash that time. Last time I played this, the game crashed. Alright, do something spicy. Ooh, no. Wait, what? What? Oh, okay. Sure. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna steal their... Are we gonna steal it? Yeah, we're gonna race to the ultimate, actually. This ultimate's extremely fast if you do the mana thing. Actually, we might just have it here. Double Counterspell locks it up, and we get the ultimate, and this is probably game. Well, if they don't scoop to it. There's a chance they just do, but... Okay. Hey, we did it. We did it. We did it. Command zone. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Draw. It looks like an artifact. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's a token. It is an artifact, but your opponent can't, like, interact with it. If anyone was concerned about that. So we just cast this again. Ooh. Alright, we're going to pay life because I want to leave up Counterspell. Lock this Mana Dork down for all eternity. I almost want one of their things to resolve so I can steal it, but if I can just destroy my opponent's hopes, I think that's a good thing to do as well, by just countering something. Gerudo is not in hand, so this is probably just Madrotha, which has no targets. If it is just Madrotha, I'm not going to counter it. I'm going to steal it and win the game. Yeah, that ultimate, real quick. Real quick. When you pay the mana, not the life. It's like super fast. But, I mean, the payoff is you don't have a super strong ultimate. What is this? Casualties of War? Are you serious? Holy crap. Alright. I thought it was a token. I thought an emblem. Excuse me. I thought it was an emblem. I thought you just couldn't interact with this with your opponent, but... Wow. That's awkward. That was almost, uninstall the game worthy, actually. If they stole that, I'd probably just stop playing Magic the Gathering for a while. That's insane. Well, thank God they couldn't. Is it indestructible? It's not even indestructible. This is actually not as exciting as I thought. This is... Yikes. Alright, I mean... It's doing its thing, it's just not... It's not doing its thing the way I want it to. Alright, so... Let's see if this makes them concede. Yeah, it does. Like I thought. They have to, like, kill their own Madrotha at this point, and they're just falling more and more behind. But, I mean, Casualties of War, if they drew it, would be complete blowout for us. Man, that's really upsetting. Tamiyo's notebook, it literally looks like an iPad. Okay, Tamiyo. Whatever you say. Spells cost 2 less, draw a card. Yeah, people can steal it, and if Invoke the Winds is, like, played heavily, this got even worse. And Bolus's Clutches is a weird one. I'd almost feel like they want to steal Tamiyo and keep this locked down with the plus. I feel like that would have been a better idea, right? You just remove my ability to make another one while also shutting it down anyways. I mean, them taking this is good for them, but... Alright, well, we had the answers. Well, like I assumed, it is a slower matchup, so if we can just keep them from doing things under counterspells, we're in a good position. But, almost horrible. Alright, so I like Tamiyo even less now, because your opponent can steal it, or blow it up. Oh, God. Yikes. Did they just not have an avatar? What do you mean? Did I not see something that I should have? Joda. Don't have a counterspell for Joda, but we'll see. I wasn't paying attention. Hello, green. Oh no. Ah, that's lame. Alright. I'm gonna explore instead of not exploring. I can blow up. Really, you have a 3-minute card too? Okay, what? Oh, that's kind of weird. Alright, so they didn't really utilize Llanowar Elves in a way that upsets me, so that's pretty good. We found a counterspell. That's nice. Can we take the time to not cast it? Probably not, but I'm going to do that anyways, because I am reckless. Do I play my commander? Maybe we play our commander and tap down... I don't know, let's try that. We haven't tried it yet. Just playing it super early for life. Because, again, it has an effective plus here, and if they tap the Paradise Druid, that means that's one less mana to play with. What do they need? Red and white, which are trapped in their same card here. Alright, Essence Scatter was a nice pickup, so we can plus here. I'd rather plus that than the Relic. And then I can't blow up the Relic, it's not blow-upable. I suppose running out a Mana Dork is a good idea. I wonder if they have Fatal Push or something? Dark Ritual? It's probably a Fatal Push. Or a Lightning Bolt. Oh. Oh yeah, they're white. They're white, they're not black. No, they're 5 color, excuse me. Right. Right. Joda. It's the discount Golos. Spark Double copies only their permanents, but I'm probably going to leave up a Counterspell next turn, so if I can keep them off of mana, I'm kind of happy. Man, I really wish I could Circuitous Route, but I can't. I don't think. Maybe I should have, actually. Yeah, I probably should have Circuitous Routed. That was probably a mistake. I wonder what this card is. It could be a litany of things, honestly. Alright, we're going to Circuitous Route. Should have done this last turn. Really should have. Actually, let's get green before we get ourselves into color trouble here. And I'll run out Outland Liberator. I don't have an answer to Joe. Oh, okay. They didn't draw a land again, I assume. If they did, we were tapped off of our Counterspell. I think we should have Circuitous Routed, and then the next turn left up the Counterspell. We did it backwards and could have been quite a mistake. But they could never stick Joda. But they don't necessarily have to. They could just wait a while and just start to play the big spells out of hand instead of relying on Joda. But if they're not drawing lands, it doesn't really matter anyways, right? Hey! Nice. Alright, we're on the board. I think we're also positive in our wins. Sweet. Yeah, we lost to... Was it the first and the third game, I think, is what beat us there. It was the blue-white flying thing, and then the first game. Which was against Niv Mizzet. But we've beaten everything else. The first sliver. So we're hoping it's shrines, because creature-based things are a bit of an issue. Also, this is a one-lander. Ooh, man, if this was a two-land hand, this looks really good. We're on the draw. We could just be like, if we don't draw a land, we lose kind of mindset. We have two looks at a extra... We two looks at a land, and we only really need one to start going off, or just doing things. I mean, what's the payoff, though? Like, what else? Because we're far from this. This is good if they're a shrine deck, though. Oh, man, I'm torn. I feel like I want to be reckless right now. Keep a one-land hand is so stupid. I really want to do it, though. I really want to do it. What's the worst that could happen? We just lose and move on, right? And if it is a regular sliver deck, we're hard-pressed to win anyways? Never punished? Alright. Alright. Okay, Spell Pierce, do something spicy right now. Just, I don't know what, but, it's not. No, dude, we're punished. You lied to me. Oh, don't be a sliver deck. Don't be a sliver deck. Let me Spell Pierce. Okay, they are a, that's good. Leave up Spell Pierce. They are a shrine deck, so we might not be completely out of this, that we missed their land drop. Yeah, that's fine. I can't Spell Pierce that anyways. Certainly one of the weaker ones. Oh boy. This is still not good. I mean, Reclamation is a good one, though, if I find another land. Do it. You can flip the table. Yeah, I flip the whole table. It actually, I don't even think I can, because it's against the wall. It would be one of the most loud, obnoxious things you'd hear, though. It would honestly be hilarious. Like, it would be. It would be a funny sounding scenario if I flip this table. Because it would take a while. Okay, that kills me. Oh, I can't Spell Pierce it. Alright, I guess it's River's Rebuke or Bust. I guess we tempoed them out, but obviously if I could Spell Pierce a counterable shrine. I wasn't paying attention, that's my bad. Yikes. How do you pronounce your name, by the way? Leaqua? Leaqua. Lord Farquaad. We did it. I figured it out. Alright, so we're taking a fair amount of damage. Can this go face? Or is it just... Yes, it goes go face. Alright, so we're like dying slowly, which is not surprising. Yeah. Missed a landing. Leaqua. Alright, Leaqua. 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 Gotcha. We're screwed. I can counter the first sliver and the card that is cascaded because this counters both. But they have to do that. Can they do that? White, blue, green, red. Nope. Black. Yes, they can. If they play the swamp, they could. They chose not to. That's kind of weird. I feel like it makes sense to like play the game more. It's kind of free, right? All right. I mean, I'll take it. So I can tap this down, and then it starts going towards Tamiyo, and that doesn't feel great. I can just play 2 mana dorks. They can only interact with one of them. Oh, it tapped the wrong land there. I should have tapped the land, obviously. So I can untap it with Wilderness Reclamation. Or we just lose, because now I can't counter whatever they do this turn. Of course. Why wouldn't you have the best card in your deck? Silly me. Triome. I think they already played a land. They're no, this has first strike. Ay. This doesn't even feel like a good idea. Is it a good idea? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's not a good idea, but I don't think I want this to stay in play. I don't know. Sanctum of all, every game. Alright, so we can bounce everything and then not counter anything on the backswing, so that feels useless. I'm going to scoop and move on with my life, I think. Yep. I think if we had... No, Spell Pierce was never useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it was not. Spell Pierce was never useful. I don't think I would have ever had an opportunity to exploit it. That sucks. I don't think if we missed our land drop, we even had it there. Like, if we just... I mean, if we didn't miss our land drop, I don't think we would have had it either way. Sanctum of all. I really don't like Sanctum of all when I think about it. I think it's a little silly. I just don't like decks where the only thing that matters is one card. I just find that uninteresting. Which is funny because playing Commander, you would say that Commander's the only card that matters, but usually, given the decks that I tend to play, if you've noticed, I don't exactly heavily rely on my Commander. Sometimes it's not even, like, relevant in any way. Alright, so this looks like... This looks scary. This looks like I'm about to get embarrassed right now. I'm about to get clapped. Mono white flying nonsense is a little steep. A little rough for us. It's a little rough. Yeah, I could actually die to this, and that would be really sad, but not much I can do about it. I think I'm going to wind up cycling Wilt. Can't exactly block. I don't have a Counterspell up either. Maybe I want to shave a couple more forests. There's more islands than forests, but still. This did flip, but I don't imagine I'm going to have a very good time with blowing stuff up over and over, but maybe we will. But I just kind of doubt it. Okay, that's only clerics, right? Or angels? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fire up my layer for 0. That's what I want to do. It does block. There's our second blue source. I'm kind of forced into playing this right now. Yeah, we're on the River's Rebuke plan, I think, or bust. They make a 4/4, right? Yeah. Or they just don't have anything. That would be kind of weird, though. Flying, a vampire gets +1. Okay, they're... Oh, okay. Wait, what? Oh, it's a cleric. It's a cleric. Okay, so what are the white foretell cards? I don't actually know. I feel like I should know, but I don't. We have a decent blowout here with the Discover the Formula, actually. It's actually quite strong. A land into their commander will kill Tamiyo even if I tap this down. If they plus it, and I imagine they will, so... We're just going to do this, leave up Counterspell, get 2 islands. It's pretty good here. probably not enough, but we have River's Rebuke, though, I guess. Man, I wish it was an instant, though. I really do. Really wish it was an instant. Yeah, I'm going to take 5. That's fine. Alright, I'm going to counter that, slow this down. In fact, it probably slows it down so much it might not be in the game again, because they just top-decked the land, was what they did for the turn. This temples them out quite severely. I don't know if I can capitalize on that temple, but I kind of have to get going here, right? I could tap this down with this now, and this doesn't immediately die, and then I can have it in play for after my River's Rebuke. I'm not going to transformation anything. Seems reckless. And the damage is relevant. It means this won't happen, right? Alright, so they drew 2 lands in a row. Create. Oh, alright. Alright, so we get a huge blowout then. That's really nice. They gain, I think, 8 life. Yeah. Pretty good, but the blowout is real. So we do this. And then I plus this on nothing. And then I pass or swing. And so they can play. We also have the wash away if they go land into Sarah, which is great. But they've drawn 2 lands in a row so far. I don't know what the chances they draw another one. All right, so they draw 3 lands in a row. It's probably wrong to go for Sarah. I don't think I would here. Yeah, this makes more sense to me. Something I would do. You can just cast Sarah next turn when you already have a board. It also blocks pretty nicely, right? Like, now I can't swing with my thing. They're pressuring my commander again this way as well. So we tap that down, and it's not immediately dead, but I can cast this. I think I want to cast it now, maybe widen my decision making for the turn, though I doubt I will. Looks like I will not. I will also gladly trade for one of their creatures here, because this thing feels a little bit useless. Alright, so no. And it also, if they don't trade, it deals damage, which is nice as well. So we have Wash Away and Essence Scatter. Can only cast 1, though. They've drawn 4 lands in a row. We know this because it was a turn where they skipped a land. Okay. They did get a chance to recast it, but we had the answer again. Alright, so that's another counterspell, but we're going to lose Tamiyo this next go-round. I really want to cast this, and we're probably not going to get the emblem, so I'm just going to run this out right now for this much. This draws a ton of cards, which is really good. Let's play a land. We have just 1 counter up, basically. Yeah. We're going to lose Tamiyo, but I think that's fine, actually. I think we're not upset about that. There is the issue of there is currently a board that is pretty decent at beating us to death here. We can recast Tamiyo and then, like, continue to tap down the Valkyrie. That's certainly possible. Yep. Like, if our opponent isn't doing anything, this isn't horrible. Do we have any creatures in our hand? Not really. This is getting worse as the game goes on, so this might be one of the last times we get to use it. So I will. Okay, so do we play Tamiyo again, or do we just leave up a bunch of stuff? If we do, we're taking 5 a turn, not just whatever a turn, right? The rest of our hand is ramp spells, which are kind of useless. Well, they feel useless. I guess they're not inherently useless, but I think we have time to at least cast one. We have a lot of mana to play with, and I think I need even more than I currently have. So, do that. We can transformation our own creature to just simply draw a card. Or we can just leave up 5 mana to leave up double Counterspell. So I can do this and leave up a Counterspell. Alright, opponent's scooped. Little do they know, we don't have an answer to their board, and we can certainly die from 3 attacks. Which is kind of depressing. I mean, we drew so many cards. We had Tamiyo in play for a while, and we still could just lose to this. I mean, they even have this now. We actually take... They have a 2-turn clock. Like, we have to do something next turn to stop the beats. And we really don't have anything that can do that. So... Yeah, we just... They probably just scooped because they felt like they couldn't beat counterspells, but they could by just simply beating me with what was in play already. Kind of interesting there. Yeah, it's kind of rough. That is a game where Elder Gargaroth would have been good. I can't say I've ever played against whatever that was, but it was, I guess it was kind of cool. Recurring cards is basically all that Tamiyo does. The milling is why I kind of liked it, just milling stuff over, then the -X seems decent. But it feels as though we're constantly trying to plus this. So I think we can drop Tamiyo for Regrowth, the same card, but just a little bit cheaper. I guess you can't spam it, but I think we're okay with that notion. Eureka Moment has been not terribly exciting, to be honest. Not terribly exciting. It's like a growth spiral, but like... Whoops, my bad. But like not as great. I almost want Omniscience in here. Have a big hand of stuff. Can spam out a bunch of spells. Omniscience feels decent. We could have technically casted that game if it went that long. I'd prefer Eureka Moment be shared summons. And I think I want Elder Goo 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 in here. I think we're on that plan, which is interesting. Is Elder Gargaroth an Elder? No. But Uro is. How many Elders are there in Magic the Gathering? What the heck? I keep thinking he's an elemental giant, but he's an Elder giant. Maybe they thought he would be busted. Would he be busted? He would still be banned anyways, but like if he wasn't banned, if he was also an elemental. Like imagine he worked with Risen Reef. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Let's see. What do we not really like? Spark Double's another really good card. I have it on paper, and apparently it's like $10, and I didn't realize that. I thought it was like $1 rare. So I guess it's pretty good. I can't say we've really been able to utilize it in recent memory. I think the last time I cast Spark Double in a relevant game was like when I was playing a Nicol Bolas list. And I copied Nicol Bolas, and I don't even think it mattered. I think it was just overkill. I think it's just the Elder Dragons and Elder Titans. Yeah, maybe. I'm sure there's like an old card. An Elder Brushwig, whatever they're called. We have to drop a card. What has not been exciting? Kenra's transformation makes it a 3/3, so it is certainly my least favorite version of this effect. We already have 3, so maybe we can drop that one. It does draw a card, but still. The 3/3 is still annoying for us. I wish you could play Lignify, dude. I have Lignify in Madroltha, because how do you not have Lignify? Hydroid Krasis is another sketchy one. I'd be surprised if we ever get to dump a bunch of mana into it and then have it, like, matter. I think there's a reason you don't really see it that played, honestly, even though it is, like, a pretty cool card. It's certainly satisfying with some commanders, like Madroltha and stuff, but even in Madroltha, it's not particularly a card I'm excited about. It is one of our ways to amass card advantage, though, and maybe gain life that will probably not be terribly relevant. I'd almost rather this be... Honestly, I'd rather it be like a divination, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, right. Let's drop another forest for another island, I think. Just given the double blue is way heavier than the double green in the deck, especially early on, the 2s and 3s. Or maybe just the 3s, and there's only 1, 2. And obviously this card. Yeah, all right. We're satisfied with that change, I think. Elder Dinos, OG Elder Dragons, new versions of them. Strixhaven Elders, Urokroxa, and the Elder Dino. Yeah. Huh. Elder Tribal. I wonder what that looks like. Is there a command? I was about to say, is Dragon or Tiamat an Elder? Are they actually Elders? Nope, it's a god. Is the Dragon an Elder? Oh, dude, we have the Sol Ring. We have the Sol Ring. We got to keep it. Doop, doop. We also have a pretty good curve. We're not exploiting this unless we brainstorm, and I kind of don't want to do that right now until I run out of stuff to do. All right, I think I'd play that instead of the Liberator. It's not necessary that this flips. It is just a 3-mana naturalize, right? Dragon is like a... Oh, okay. Alright, they have 1 mana untapped, and I am certainly going to just snap off our commander here. Not respecting the non-blue wash away, if you know what I mean. Alright. Come on. Let me do my thing. We don't have a counterspell, though. We have Brainstorm into Cultivate, so we can shuffle. But this is literally as good as it gets for us. Don't you dare Maelstrom Pulse me, I swear to God. Oh, ooh, ooh. Alright, I'm not going to brainstorm and not hit a land, so I'm just going to... We need a green and a blue. Put that in and play tapped and play this. Yikes. Alright, so we can technically still ultimate it next turn, but it's not as exciting anymore. We don't have a ton of mana. It gives us mana, but it's not like... Alright, so don't have Binding of the Old Gods now? Or Mortality Spear, or any O-Ring, or, what else? Vindicate, or the instant speed one, and they have one. Great. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? In their billion dragon deck have the perfect answers. Alright, so we're struggling severely to do things now. I want to blow this up, I think, to deny the land, but I will, in the process, not be able to cast my own stuff, so I'm gonna brainstorm first. Okay, I don't like Spell Pierce, or I don't really like Intervention here. I think double Ramp Spell is better currently. Yeah, let's get that and this, and then we can do this again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, I can Vastwood Surge again, and then Ulamog, and that's probably game? I think I have to hit 2 lands, though, which means leaving them with a 7/7 to deny the crazy dragons that they're going to inevitably vomit into play. One has their own Uro. Well, I can't exile that one. And they got a land, too. Oh, boy. So our opponent has ramped quite nice. In fact, they've ramped enough to cast their commander next turn. We can't, like, punish this in any way, really. No, we just can't do anything. Our next turn doesn't look too exciting, honestly. Our next turn got really exciting. Yeah, this is actually really good. Yeah, this is better than Ulamog next turn. This is a lingering threat of a stealing something very good, while at the same time tapping the Signet, if that ends up mattering. I don't think it will. They also had Maelstrom Pulse. Jeez. Okay. This was a very, very good hand for what we had. They had a red-white sweeper into 2 black-green removal spells for our permanents. Into a... what? What? Okay. They put a Shivan Dragon into their hand. I can't say I'm scared of that one. Well, opponent deemed it worth it, so be it. I want to guarantee Ulamog next turn. So we're going to do this. And I'm going to blow up this Signet, because I don't see myself blowing up anything else, really. Actually, no, we're going to blow it up because it incentivizes our opponents to cast Uro instead of their commander, and that could wind up being a good thing. Because then I can exile Uro. What was the other thing this could have done? Dragons in your hand. Okay, it's not just a lingering thing forever. It's only from hand. Gotcha. Well, we can get them good with a Spell Pierce, but I'm pretty sure they're all set with their non-creature spells, because they ran them all out in Penultimate fashion here. So can I forget? Can I just not kill this and hit 2 lands? And if so, is that even a good thing? We have to be wary of a substantial amount of damage coming our way. I don't believe we can color screw them. And if so, I was about to say, if we are hitting a color, it's probably going to be red. So we can hit 2 red sources, and then they kind of still just beat us to death, though. Like, I mean, I'm still going to try. You could argue I have to exile this to, like, win a race, because it is 7 damage immediately. And I probably do, to be honest. So let's hit that and the Teamer land. I don't know. Seems like a good idea. I can't believe they scooped. I can't believe that. Doesn't this have haste? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, you have 8 mana. So they play this and hit me for 6. I hit them back for 10. They untap, hit me for 6. Or you play Nicol Bolas. No, you can only play one of them. Uro Nicol Bolas next turn is a good one. Green, green, blue, blue, black, no, black, blue, red. So Uro Nicol Bolas. Yeah, that's what I do next turn. And then next turn, Inferno, swing for 12 plus 4. I also lose the only card in my hand, which is pretty good, right, off this. Or they could flip this. Doesn't do anything. It reanimates something, but their whole graveyard's exiled because of Uro. They don't have anything to reanimate anyways. So they have... Then they swing for 12? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got you. It's the 8/8. I'm stupid. I have the 8/8 sitting there. They can't... Yeah, I win the race because of the 8/8 token. I forgot I had it in play. Alright, all my math doesn't matter. But if it wasn't for the 8/8, it was actually quite close. They could swing twice for 12, put me down to 1, and then I think they... No, it's only exiling 60 cards. That's not enough. And they can start casting blockers from there, too. If it wasn't for that 8/8, I think they had me. I think they had me. I don't know. I was trying to play it out in my head, I think. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was like 1 life off. If they did the route I was thinking, at least, which I think is the correct one. They also set themselves higher life total because of Uro, which also draws cards, so... It just seems like a... Like, barely a scoop to me. Like, okay, I have no idea what this is. So we are going to lead with Ancestral Spirit. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, if you don't control a creature, you make the frog. And when the frog in a hex cruise, it eats and belongs on... Okay. This into swing for 1. Into the north. Okay. Probably gonna play this as a land. Unless I draw a land, that is. We did not draw land. We drew that card. Can I counter this? I technically can. Do I want to? Not really. Playing this, and then I can... Well, it's better than just swinging with that, right? Yeah, I guess this makes more sense, and then I just leave up Thassa's Intervention, because I'm just not doing anything else. I don't care about Search for Iskanta, like, at all. That means they can't be a Shrine deck. They're only Sultai. Alright, we're gonna just do this for... Yikes. Alright, you got me. Guess we're just doing this. Can't say I'm too upset about that one. Swing for 2. And... I think we can leave up Harrow here. Harrow was a decent draw. They have counter magic, it seems. Okay. What else does this do? Creature, you can cast enchantment, get the 3/3. Whenever you cast enchantment, drain me. Hexproof and flying or whatever, sure. Or pseudo flying. Why are they not going for their commander though? There it is. Alright, so we're gonna eat the Veil and get a blue and a green, or maybe double blue. No, we don't want to get into trouble. Let's just double up on it. And I will counter their commander. If it's the only thing like applying serious pressure, I think I'm fine with just making it so it's hard to cast. Or harder to cast. They can cast it next turn, obviously. I cannot leave up anything, so we'll just swing. We have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. 2 away from Ulamog. Curiosity is in their deck. That is spicy. This is a weird looking deck. Okay, that's a pretty good one to have. That's a pretty good one to have, I'd say. I don't think the damage is relevant. I'll just leave up an extra amount of mana for the Curated. For the X spell, I guess. They are going to get a fair amount of 1/1s. Maybe we can run this out, actually. Yeah, we'll just run this out. It seems fine. I can tap a nothing. I can tap nothing. Okay, you get 2 1/1s and drain me for 2 a turn. I can technically maybe lock out the 1/1s enough to... Oh wait, I can counter their commander and it discounts Ulamog because this makes it cost 1 less. That's actually quite nice. That means if I draw a land, I'm in a very good spot. Right, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, now I just need 1 mana. That's really funny. That's really funny. No! 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 Alright. Alright. That's unfortunate. Wilt. Alright. Of all of these, I kind of want to wilt the green Honden. Search for Iskanta might be a good one as well. We can certainly beat 1/1s. But I'll just wilt this anyways, because I am interested in doing that. What is this, Veil of Summer? Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible. Okay. I can't say I'm upset about that one. And we pass the turn. We are in a position where I did not find a land, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off that Explorer. Like, I really want to hit a land, so I kind of want to use this to, like, do that. The Blue Sanctum. Okay. Well, for a Sultai Shrine deck, they have certainly drawn a lot of shrines. We are going to do this for 2. Oh my god, still no land. Unbelievable. There it is. There it is. Alright, we also get the ultimate. Oh wait, the ultimate would have just done it, because it, Ulamog is cheaper. Gotcha. So I was complaining for no reason. Not really anything new, though. Okay, so we Ulamog, and we take out the black and blue one? I think we take out the... Yeah, because it can potentially kill us. And, I mean, if they don't instantly scoop, that is. And it looks like they do, so doesn't matter. Nice. Weird looking deck. Sultai, I'm never big on the shrines unless you can play, like, all of them. Because you don't exactly have a lot in your deck when you're not playing 5 colors. And they happen to hit basically the best ones. The Black Honden, the other Black Honden would have been very good as well, so. But for the ones they hit, they got some really, really good ones. Yeah, the other black one would have been way better, though, but... Like, they had the green one and the blue one. You could argue the blue ones are interchangeable. One of them makes you discard a card, but it costs 1 less, so, you know, they're really close. There's always a card to discard. It's not like you're upset about that anyways. So this just, it's a 3-mana 3/3 that makes another 3/3 when you cast an enchantment. And then from then on, you just drain your opponent slowly. And you can pay 2 to make the frog have basically flying, like pseudo-flying. It doesn't gain flying itself. It, like, leaps, you know, lore-wise or whatever, so... Kind of weird. It did mean they were more on the beatdown plan, so it's probably a safe bet to take the ones that are dealing damage to us. We can probably beat these 1/1s, right? They're not really swinging past this. But we didn't have much going on outside that. We did have the ability to Essence Scatter this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'd have to play a land, though. Pretty likely to hit one, Escanta and this. Yeah, pretty likely to hit a land. Okay. Honestly, their commander wasn't going to change anything if it did resolve. At least the second time. Maybe the first time they... Wait. Yeah. Maybe the first time that they went for it, it would have been able to do enough damage to us. But probably not the second time. Alright, another game for Ulamog. If only he could be your commander. I mean, he can, but you can't play colorless in this because you don't have enough cards. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried multiple times. Eventually, though. Every new set and every new card that comes out gets you closer and closer to the colorless commander dream. Alright, so they draw a card every time they play Magic. Cool. Well, for the most part. I would imagine most of their deck triggers this, so... Botanical Sanctum. One of my least favorite lands, but looking pretty good here, I guess. Okay. They did not go for their commander. That's interesting. Respecting Tail's End or something? I don't know. Alright, that's uncounterable and pretty solid. We actually have Uro here, and it actually does something. How exciting. Cool. We did the thing. Finally cast this card. I can now play the game. That is also not their commander. That's a kind of scary one, but currently all it is doing is giving them 1 additional mana, which isn't that great. Oh no, Simulacrum taps for mana now. So it gives them like 2 mana. That's pretty good. I'm being outramped by a blue-red deck. Significantly. Do we ever just regrowth Uro to recast it next turn? Seems kind of silly. I don't know what is stumped my opponent right now. Like they didn't realize they had 3 mana or something? Okay. They thought about something long and hard. They came to the conclusion that it was not worth it. So we cast this. I'm not going to go for Tamiyo. It doesn't feel all that exciting right now. And then I pass. This is looking pretty sketchy, but Koma is a very good payoff. We're not under insane amount of pressure, but they do draw a lot of cards. They can always bounce Koma too. It's not like there's no answer to it. I guess they could kill it with burn spells before I make a 3/3. Okay. We can, out of nowhere, level up. Oh, they accidentally broke the treasure. They didn't have to crack the treasure. They could have just tapped it for mana. That was a little bit of a mistake. Alright, they either didn't realize or are just fine with trading to draw a card. We'll see. Probably just didn't realize, to be honest. It is a weird one. There's not a lot of creatures with, like, instant speed level up nonsense. I really want this to resolve, but I don't imagine it will, given they had priority last turn. I can always wait, obviously, but... we're in a bit of a bind, I think. I think it's better to leave up Discover the Formula, though, than anything else, to be honest. This discounts everything, not just non-creature cards, so... Ooh, I could have done it right there. I could have done it when they were tapped out. But maybe leaving up Essence Scatter is still a good idea. Could have done it, though. Certainly an argument to make. There's also an argument that I might have to actually counter something, so... I am fine with fighting over this. Also to note, you cannot Spark Double Uro because it just doesn't work. Oh no, I messed it up. No, I messed it up. It tapped wrong. This is not a snow permanent. I actually can't use Ascendant Spirit. I should have manually tapped. God, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. Obviously, stonewalling your entire attack would have been extremely good. And now I can't. That is endlessly annoying. Unbelievable. It's completely burned my mana for no reason. Well, you win some, you lose some. If this gets countered, we probably just lose. But it is a pretty good one to cast. So I guess I'll attempt it. Haven't seen a counterspell yet, but I haven't really given them the option to counter anything yet, so... looks like they don't have it, or it's just a bounce spell. There's no reason to do anything. I think we'll just untap our lands and pass. Yep, max punished. Great. Alright. I think we're forced into, like, trying to get this to work. They have a 1 mana spell, though. Looks like it's not a scary one. We drew triple max discount cards. That's funny. Wilt is alright. Not terribly exciting, though. Unless they play, like, a huge issue that we can't deal with. Paradox Engine is a problem. They have... I probably just lose, actually. Yeah, that's probably it. Because it itself taps for mana, and they draw a card every time they do things, so we probably are dead. If I were to take a shot in the dark here. This taps for mana as well, so they have 4 mana. And the servos tap for mana, but they don't have haste. My opponent is not floating mana when they're doing this, so they're giving us a chance. Though I'd be kind of surprised if there was anything they just couldn't cast for, like, 4 or down. Well, alright. I mean, sure. Koma is not good anymore. I think we're just dead to this. There's probably nothing in my deck that beats this card, except blowing it up, which I don't really expect to happen. I can bait a counterspell by regrowthing Wilt. I mean, regrowthing, like, Discover the Formula. Alternatively, I can just regrowth Wilt. Try that twice. They have to have something, because they didn't spend their mana on their own turn. They had 4 mana to play with right there. Okay, I don't know why you're floating it. Uh-huh. To the surprise of no one, they have answers. So we try again. Yep, just the same thing again, opponent. Same thing. Alright, I don't know why they're doing it so violently slow, but I'm going to move on with my life. It's not like there's a reason to float mana. They declined floating mana every single time and just decided to manually tap for, like, no reason. I don't get it. It all untaps when you cast a spell anyways. But they figured it out anyways. I don't think we're beating what they had going on regardless if we blew that up, but we can't win if they answer it, and it looks like they had something, so I'm going to move on. Alright, so what is this? This is the graveyard thing. Great. If we get an early Jace, it's nice. But it is Obzon, so it has like every removal spell in the game. Alright, we'll try though. I don't really mind this matchup. It feels like a pretty straightforward one. Like, it's a pretty back and forth one. I like the Obzon. I just like playing against Obzon decks because I feel like we're like playing a game, and it's not just like you're playing solitaire. There's like a lot of interaction. I guess this is the same thing with blue decks with counterspells, right? It's like the closest thing you're gonna get to like kind of a controlling style thing that isn't just inherently control, right? I want a second green. I also want a ton more blue, but we have more mana in hand here. We could even spring for a blue. Also, to keep in mind, Spring to Mind is an instant in the graveyard. Last time I cast it, I thought it was not. Okie dokie. I suppose I will attempt to keep up with the Obzon deck in ramping. They don't have a graveyard, so there's no incentive to, like, mutate right now. At least I don't think there is. Well, that's a card. Remove a counter and you get lands, right? Yeah. That's a card. Jace is dead in play. I don't have a land to do this. I really want to do this so this doesn't ramp them into oblivion. And I will get another land. Maybe I should have wilted this. I don't know. Well, they don't exactly have a graveyard, so their commander's not doing much. Wow, they actually just had stone cold nothing. Alright, well, I'm going to snap off this. See if they're, like, scared and try to make a move. Okay. I can bounce Skull Prophet. I'm going to move phases here. I can Jason Plus? Do we even care about Prophet? It does mill them, and that can be an issue. It's not like this dies to the Fertilid. It does if they... I think we're better to plus. If they mutate, I suppose they could just get away with it, right? So they could just simply swing with a 5/5. I haven't seen this deck do that before, but it's looking pretty... it's looking like a good idea right now. It's actually an 8/8. Fertilid will be an 8/8 because of the 3 counters on it. Looks like they're not interested. They're also not interested in milling themselves with Prophet. Just trying to kill Jace here, I guess. Ooh. 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 Alright. So we keep that. We play Tamiyo for 5. Tap down the Prophet. And now we're like... We're going to run out of creature here to just block if they decide to mutate. It won't have any abilities, but it will be an 8/8 with not trample, so... And it looks like they're just drawing lands. Still no graveyard. This does not get mutated when they recur it with their commander. It's kind of a weird one. If they're just swinging for one, I'm not going to do anything. Yeah, we're not racing to that emblem. Cavalier of Night. Destroy a creature an opponent controls. Okay. That's a spicy one, I guess. I don't know. It's one I'm going to steal, let me tell you. Alright, so we're going to steal that. This has to sacrifice a creature? Yeah, we're going to steal this, because that's really good. And then we're going to tap down this. And then we're going to bounce this. So they have no creature to swing and instantly mutate. And I will Growth Spiral. Maybe we find something we can cast. We do not. So the mutate just gets back poop. We have a very good blocker. And they are in top deck mode. Alright, redraw. Land. Alright. Pretty good spot to be in right now. I can keep this locked down too, so they can't activate it, which could be a problem. They probably just have to do this, even though it's not really getting anything. It's still a 5/5, right? It's still, like, they still create a board that's an issue. Oh, look, just in time. So we tap down... At this point, I think we can tap this down, actually. Plus here. Search for Ensconce is alright. It does almost instantly flip, which is nice. We're close to Ulamog, which will certainly end this game in a decisive manner. And we'll leave up Mind, I think. Leave up Mind shared summons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we can shared summons Ulamog and win, so they have to do some crazy stuff right now. They can force me to wash away something so I can't shared summons, but they obviously have to do that. I like this card a lot, actually. It's just a lot of mana, so I don't run it in, like, my Madrotha list. Or I don't think I'd run it in this deck, either. With the Great Henge, it's cool, because it comes in with another counter. You can do it again, but still not terribly exciting. They did find a way to... Well, I guess this itself could have swung, but... what does that do? Return target... Yeah, we're going to counter that. We're going to counter that. We lose the 4/5 if I don't, so... No, you might as well cast that, right? Sweet, we did it. So next turn we don't have Ulamog, but we have both our Planeswalkers. Well, no, we're going to lose this to the emblem, and Jace is going to plus again. We can regrowth a Counterspell, but I'll probably regrowth Subdual. And I want to not let them be able to do this. Sacrifice another creature, search your library. In fact, I would make an argument that I don't really know what they were doing. Well, they were trying to activate this and then reanimate it. And then mutate here, so I sacrifice this, and I don't exactly get any value off of it. Not that I probably... Yeah, I wouldn't get any value. And then from there, they have enough damage... No, this is a 2/2? No, it's a 1/1. Both these creatures would be in play. This would be a 1/1, and this... Yeah, they would have to kill... Wait a minute. They couldn't kill Jace. The most they could do to Jace was 5. So they'd probably just kill... They would... What would they do? Probably would poke Jace and attack Tamiyo with this, is what I would do, probably. Or you could make an argument to just kill Jace, swing here, and then poke Tamiyo. That probably makes more sense, actually. So Jace is dead. This is at 6. It won't ultimate. And then I can, like, plus one of these down. And but I really feel like there had to be a creature... Mana X or less... Sacrifice... Like, they had so much mana. You're telling me you didn't have anything at all to toolbox into play that would have been really good here? I find that very hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. Yeah, that's really weird. But okay. I'll take it. You could make an argument I didn't have to counter that at all. Could have just let it happen. But, I'd say it's just good enough that I feel comfortable just dealing with it. Alright, we're winning games, and we're feeling good about it. I did not have a lot of confidence coming into this, and feeling good so far. Or, well, 90 minutes in, I'm feeling good. It does really make me want to play a Teferi deck, so that'll probably be what I do next. I want to play Teferi. You can't stop me. Okay, we have an answer to a saga. We can maybe spark double our commander, maybe. I don't know. Wait a minute. The token is a legendary, so you actually cannot make a second one. There's like no incentive to recast your commander. That's really weird. I mean, the tapping is really, like, these are... I don't know. You just can't ultimate it twice. That does not feel good, let me tell you. Alright, we're going to make this blue. I'm sorry, what is this? Just a generic mana dork with a weird ability? Okay. Kind of want to leave up Disdainful Stroke, but I also want to keep ramping. It also does kind of make sense to deal with their mana dork, honestly. I think this is a really good play. Opponent might not have even expected it. So Maelstrom Pulse is still on the table. There's the Obzon. No, there is not the Obzon one. Alright, so they played the Palladium here. That's funny. I am going to Spark Double my commander and have double tap nonsense. Which is funny about Spark Doubling this is it goes straight into it because it doesn't care about the completed thing. So it goes into 6 because it enters with an additional, and then you can instantly ultimate it, which is nice. Looks like we might actually pull that off here. No Assassin's Trophy. Wow. We just got it. Alright. Nice. We just did it. Draw a card. Still going to tap down the Engineer. I can minus and then get another one. But no, that's not. I'm not getting anywhere with that. What I could. Liberator seems like a good play right now. Blow up the Chromatic Lantern. If I can tempo them off of mana forever, I'm pretty excited about that, so we'll try. This costs 1 mana, so I'll just do it. Alright, we're doing things. We're doing some pretty nice things. We have 4 counterspells. Oh boy. I don't even care about my commander, really. Like, if they go to kill it, I feel like it's not a good idea to... Well, I will Spell Pierce that. It's getting weaker, and it's a Spell Pierceable target. So, I will do that. Sure. They have a land? Okay. They could have played around Spell Pierce. Yep, if they untapped that. They had the mana. Could have done it. And they didn't. I forgot to draw before I played that. That's a mistake. Never punished. This costs 4 now? Oh, yes. Yes. This was like the best this will ever be. Like, this is just the dream. This is the dream. This is the dream. We can even minus Spark Double. Okay, you're going to Spark Double a Mana Dork? I really don't care. Let's draw before we do anything. Not mess this up this time. Explore. Vastwood Surge. That's not terrible. I don't feel too excited about putting the counters on my Elder Gargaroth, so I'll just simply do this. I'm going to tap down the 2/2, and I'm going to swing and draw a card, I believe. I don't want to fall behind. Our opponent's still in it, so I don't think I need a bunch of 3/3s, and gaining life is not really ever right, so we're just going to counterspell Muldrotha into oblivion. I don't like it. No. I can't ultimate twice. Cannot do that. But opponent sees the writing. We are drawing 3 cards a turn with the Gargaroth, the artifact, and draw for the turn. Yeah, that came out real nice. Everything came up nice, and it was all because I could pay life instead of mana, so I could tap down their mana dark and slow them down enough to feel good about what I was doing. Outland Liberator blowing up the Chromatic Lantern was the only reason I did it is because I did not need it as a blocker, but it was certainly a weak play. They meant the not Force of Will, geez. The Spell Pierce wouldn't have worked the turn it did if I didn't do that. But we still had 2 counter spells to go through, and both of them would have worked on this. So nice. We just counterspelled them out and drew a bunch of cards. That was cool. That was the dream game, and let's see if we can replicate it. Spark Double into instant ultimate is pretty cool. I still can't. Yeah, I can't say that I like Vorniclix. Can't say that I like that card. Obviously, instantly ultimating is nice, but we could try Sultai Ultimatum. What is it called? Not Ruinous. Whatever the Sultai Ultimatum is. Emergent Ultimatum. But I don't feel excited about my options that I pick, because I don't even have extra turns in the deck. Not feeling terribly excited about it. It is a really good card, usually. I could run cards that are good with it, but I don't know. Alright, so root it again. We'll keep this. Layer? Oh my god, Layer, please. Layer holds priority forever, and it just drives me crazy. Drives me banana sandwich. No! No! Well, actually, you know what? They have choices. It's not clean cut. It's not clean cut. I would not take Arcane Signet. I would never in a million years take that card. I think that is wrong. I do regret not playing double Island now, though, because I don't have Counterspell next turn, but I would not take that. I'd take Counterspell. We'll see if it matters. Something's telling me it probably will, that they did not take that. And they're going to feel it pretty soon that they didn't take Counterspell, because now they have to like respect it forever because they just didn't discard it, and then they could have another discard spell. It's not like that's an impossibility. Yeah, no, I'm not going to counter that. Growth Spire was a good draw. It was a good draw. You're going to exile my Arcane Signet. Okay. Why would you run Bajuka Bog in a Garuda deck? That's really weird to me. I don't understand. I'm going to cycle this because I'm probably not going to ever cast it. We'll just cycle it. Alright, it took 3 draws, but we hit the land. Hit the land there. Not going to cast my commander. I wonder if they Field of Ruin something now. They do. Sure. I feel like they should have done that like after they... Well, I don't know. They give us the 4th blue source for Invoke the Winds this way as well, which is really funny. I don't think I want to take this, though. This is not really a scary card. It's just the things that it like cheats into play that are scarier, right? I'm not going to play Gargaroth. I don't feel like I have to do anything. Dream Eater? I'm sorry, what? Come again? Alright, I'm going to force them to maybe cast their commander right now by countering this. right? Now they want to do stuff. Maybe they might actually at this point respect another counter though. No, they just blindly snapped it off. Okay. They didn't. They hit a mana dork on my end and that. Okay. Seems like an easy pile. They take Panharmonicon. We steal Garuda so it doesn't kill us. Yeah. We could just disable it forever. That's probably better, actually. And then I can brainstorm. You swan song this? Oh, wow. Really? That is funky to me. But, alright. I will now play my commander and tap down Garuda. That is weird. Alright. So this is Yarok, right? Your enter the battlefield effects double up. This has Menace. I can't block it. I don't think I would. Well, yes, I think I actually would. I certainly would, yeah. Alright, so they have potential counter magic up. I guess. Okay, they blink their commander, so they double up on its enter the battlefield effect. Okay, there's Uro, which you can't steal, but they got Solemn Simulacrum, which gets 2 lands. I can Spark Double threaten my emblem, but that's not really getting me anywhere. I have to sort of deal with what's going on in play. Okay, they don't get anything on my side again. Ornithopter, sure. Okay, so we can tap down this, and then steal Garuda. We did not hit a land again. I really want to hit a land, so I'm going to look for a land. Found it. Not casting those. I just X spells to the top of my deck. That's funny. Alright, so we attempt to steal this, but if it doesn't work, we pretty much lose. And I think they have a counterspell, given what I'm seeing. Looks like they do. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? And we don't have the mana to Spell Pierce. Opponent says, oops, as if it was a surprise. The game held priority for you, and it's the only thing you could have. And it's not like I can fight over it. I don't want to give them a card off of Simulacrum. I don't really even like swinging at Tamiyo there. I think I would have swung at face. Hey, they milled over the cards we didn't want with Brainstorm. That's actually really good. They get 2 cards, though, and one of them is, like, one of these, which obviously is a problem. One of them is just a literal counterspell. Actually, the fact that it's a counterspell means I'm just not going to continue this game. And it looks like there was a clone at the end there. Alright. I didn't expect Panharmonicon to do anything. I could have picked different piles, maybe, but of the 3 cards, I think that's the one I would put on the face-up singleton thing. I could have, like, went, like, Omega Bait and put Eldest Reborn, Panharmonicon in the revealed pile and put the land on top. But there's a decent chance that they don't pick that pile, though, right? They probably just pick the 2-card pile. Eldest Reborn isn't exactly all that good against me, but it's fairly good. It's fairly good. All right, this is a Riel deck. This hand is weird. This hand is really weird, actually. I run the draw too. All right. Try to not ever tap my Sprite Dragon? Ah, why are you swinging? Why are you swinging? Alright, into the north. proceed to attempt to block again. Maybe if they just go for this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to block this time. Alright, so we have 4, 5 mana. We can cast our commander under counter magic, which is really nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. Actually, let's pay life. Oh, I have to pay life. I'm actually stupid. No, I'm not. I'm big brain. Never mind. So I can leave my Gilded Goose as a blocker. And it's going to be quite difficult for them to make this big enough to kill Tamiyo. And I would like for them to tap out this turn so I can steal it with Invoke the Winds. Which I don't think I wanted to do last excuse me, last turn. Okay. Draw, discard. They discarded 2 lands, which are not instants or sorceries. They discarded 2 lands and had not played their land drop for the turn yet. Alright, they just don't do anything. Kind of interesting there. Kind of interesting. If that's the case, I will just Vastwood Surge, cast Drover of the Mighty, Swan Song. Alright, so another blocker is good. I wasn't really interested in a bunch of mana. I will run this out, tapping the Goose. It just turns like the Goose mana into a permanent mana source instead. And I can obviously spam this later. Still just don't like Goose though. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't like Gilded Goose. Don't like this card. We also have enough in play to actually kill their commander. And if we can force a combat trick, I will. I don't exactly care if either of these die or both die. What? Oh, I thought that said deal 1 damage. I was about to say that was probably not the right one to do it to. Sure. I mean, if this is your whole game plan, I don't see you having the ability to pull ahead. Like, at all. Yeah, I don't know what my opponent's doing here, but seems a little weird to me. Convolute is not what we're after currently. Hall of the Storm Giants is almost online as well, which is kind of funny. I almost just don't want to block their commander. Kind of want to just force them to, like, kill it. The Royal Scions. Oh, man. Oh, that's really good. That is not as good. They did not do the combat trick here. They did not give this damage. Or trample or whatever. Sure, you make a 1/1. I kind of want to steal the Royal Scions. Oh wait, I can't. Creature or artifact. Creature or artifact. At this point, it almost makes sense to steal the steal this, right? Probably should, honestly. Yeah, just steal Dorat. Or, I mean, Sprite Dragon. I can't really utilize this, and this is certainly more of a problem currently. Though I can keep it tapped down forever. Yeah, we'll just, we'll steal the card advantage engine from our opponent. And just keep this tapped down. And pass, leaving up Syncopate. Though they have a lot of cards, so it's probably not going to do much. Royal Scions, not a commonly played card. How much mana is this? 6 mana to do it? Yeah. Just denying the card engine seems like a good idea. Okay. Next instant or sorcery 4 or less is copied. Sure. 3 damage to... Okay, let that one go, and then... Can I syncopate this? They have 2 mana. I have 2 on a syncopate. I cannot. I cannot syncopate that. Well, if the burn-based damage does make it so it's a bit rough to justify taking this, but it's still just so much value. Oh, they found a way to kill Tamiyo. Gotcha. Alright, so I'll make a food. We can kill the Royal Scions now. I wonder if they were aware of that, or they care. Kind of like have to, right? It's going to kill me if I don't do that. Or it's just a severe problem if I don't, so... They do have an 8/8 sitting there that I can't really interact with currently. But if that was worth it, it was worth it to them. I don't think I would have made that trade, in my opinion. I don't think I would have done that. So they have 1 mana untapped. We have 1 mana. We can't syncopate. But now we can... I was block here. We can just go back to tapping this down forever. That denies the ground attack. I think this is slightly better. Denies the ground, and we're probably going to block this turn. Because I don't want to go to 6. Seems reckless. Yep. Okay. This is not lethal, but it does put us in bolt range, which is obviously a huge problem. But they're tapped down next turn and they can't like untap anything, so that's pretty nice. We get kind of a sort of a free attack. I would like to play this, but the problem with playing this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We probably need to gain life, honestly. Maybe I can play it for just this and go to 4? Can't do that. It's kind of reckless, but I feel like I have to continue the game, so I will. I'll doubly tap that down. Is there a haste threat on the ground that they could have? I don't know. We'll find out. It said good game, so maybe there is. I don't think 8 damage is how I win this game. But it could be a Banefire, Lightning Bolt, I don't know. Fling? Can they run a Fling? Is there a Fling in this game? There is. They literally played a card called Fling. And there's nothing I could do about that. Yeah. That's a weird one. That is cool with their commander because they fill their graveyard up like super fast and then they just... That sucks. That was unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, just way too low. But that's why I wanted to block there. And we couldn't, because they finally killed the goose. That's really depressing. We were really close to Ulamog that game as well. Like, super close. Alright, it's a Shrine deck. We have a Naturalize, a Ramp spell, a Draw, Explorer spell. This hand is really all you're asking for. Well, maybe a Counterspell would be nice, but... That would be good later. But it is not good now. But it will be good later. But it's not good now. I'm torn. I'm torn, dude. It's not good now, so. Okay, and then this on blue. I would like to flip this and just like constantly threaten the ability to do that. So we can play Haven on basic. And tap this. We can also sacrifice it if it comes to it. I'm not going to blow up the Lantern. I don't care. Double Triome, it's not happening. I'm not color screwing anybody. And obviously blowing up shrines is better. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to play a land and play the best shrine in the game. As they always do. Alright, well now they can tutor for it whenever they choose. Sanctum of Light is not scary. I really want to flip this, but I think foregoing the ability to do that, to just use my cards is better. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we can flip it now. Maybe we can forego casting anything and just swing, and this flips because I didn't cast a spell. Now, our opponent could just cast 2 spells and undo that. So there's an argument to just not even trying. And I think I agree with that. If they cast 2 spells, it flips back anyways, and there's a decent chance they do. There's a decent chance they do. I'm not going to cast this thing. They do not tutor currently. They did miss a land drop, so there is an argument to blowing this up, but I'm still in the mindset to not. All right, wow, we just did it. Just did it. They just gave up. Cool. Cool. They just gave up. All right. What's our card? No one cares. Random uncommon that we'll never see play. I think I'm going to call it there. This is not the most exciting deck I've played, but it is different. It's a weird one. Yeah, it's just really weird because the other Tamiyo, if you play that one, you want to do the extra turns and you can pick them up and recast them, which I have not done before, and I haven't seen it happen too many times, but it did boil down to like looking for Ulamog a few more times than I'm care to admit. Which, you know, it's cool. You can ramp that much and still win a game, which is nice. Syncopate, like the 2 games we had it, I think was just terrible, which doesn't surprise me too much. But it was worth a shot. I don't think we like it, though. Maybe Primal Command is just good enough, right? If we're on that Ulamog plan, it's certainly a thing to consider. I think Primal Command is a good one. Yeah, I think so. I think so. You could run like the 0 mana counterspell that you have to Pact of Negation or whatever. I'm on that card more than I was because it is pretty good. It's pretty good. Opponent will never expect it either. Unless you're holding priority when you're tapped out constantly and they pick up on it, which is not impossible. Everything else felt decent. The Frogifies were really good every time we had them. The Mana Dorks were also really good. There was that one Dream game where turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 some other Mana Dork, turn 3 Tamiyo, turn 4 Spark Double, turn 5 Ultimate. And that was really good. Just not going to happen too often, I don't think. We might... No, I think there are enough... Yeah, there's enough things that like consistently go in the graveyard for Uro. The other Tamiyo helps Uro even more because the Tamiyo Plus actually mills you, and that leads to Uro being cast far more often. Graveyard shenanigans are quite strong, especially when no one's running Graveyard Hate. Especially in a non-black graveyard-based strategy. Like, if your deck is a graveyard-centric thing and you're not a black deck, it's probably really good. Right? Because you're not doing, like, a reanimate thing. Which is really good, but you would imagine if you're foregoing that strategy to continue a graveyard thing, it has to be, like, absurd to beat reanimates, and, I think Tamiyo is one of the ways to do it. The other Tamiyo, that is. But for this Tamiyo, I think we saw the best of her and the worst. You would do a completely different list if you wanted to maybe play to the board more and utilize the tap so you can attack, maybe. And the -X is better with a bunch of creatures in your deck. Even Super Friends, where you can tap something down and recur Planeswalkers, but you're blue-green, you're not like more than that, so you don't have a wide range of options of Planeswalkers in 2 colors. I think Madrotha would be better for that, blue, green, black. And Madrotha also would recur the Planeswalkers too, right? So, Haro felt good. Haro's a really good card next to Counterspells, just an instant speed ramp, which is just nice. You can -X on like Uro or something to like draw a card and for a turn, right? Because it dies instantly. You can also plus it enough to recur Ulamog, but I don't think a game of Magic will ever get there. We never saw Koma. Did we? I don't believe we did. Don't believe we did. Maybe Kogla would be better as an instant creature removal with the looming threat of blowing up your opponent's stuff. We don't really run humans to exploit the human element of him, but Elder Gargaroth was really good that one game. But it was kind of win more. We already had the ultimate going, and this wasn't super necessary. It was a decent blocker, but I don't think it was necessary to win that game. We just blew our opponent out of the water. I'm currently on Essence Scatter. I think there's enough creatures looming around where this is good. But if you disagree, I certainly wouldn't put up a strong argument. Yeah, no, I think it's pretty solid. Oh, wait. No, I actually don't like either of these X spells. I'm not a fan of X spells really at all, honestly, in Commander. Unless they're, like, maybe going to win the game outright if you have, like, infinite mana or something. But, like, Torment of Hellfire, I think, the Nicol Bolas, the black X thing that is basically the Professor Onyx's ultimate. I think that's what it is. It is a very good one. It's like 15 bucks in paper, but outside of that one specifically, I'm not super big on X spells really at all. There's some tempo to be gained with Brazen Borrower if we want to bounce spell maybe. Bounce spells are pretty solid. When we were playing Jin-Gitaxias, we felt good every time we bounced something, so maybe we could do that. We could run, is it Into the Royal, and what's the other one? Return... Divide by Zero is a very good one as well. Yeah, I think that's just better. I think that's better. I really just don't like X spells. We probably, now that we're running... Yeah, we are running Reclamation, so maybe the flashback card that I never remember the name of, Memory Deluge. I never remember the name of Memory Deluge. Never remember that name. I don't know why it eludes me. Something about that name just breaks my brain. I like all the naturalize effects, even this one. So I'm currently on those. Spell Pierce was alright. This was the game where it would have been good. We like mistapped, which was annoying. But I'm not sure if that would have cost, like, I don't think that would have turned the tides, honestly, if we activated it or not. I don't think that would have changed anything. But it could have. Our opponent taps out to kill it in response, and then we like do something on our own turn because they were tapped out that turn cycle. It is a decent mana sink, I suppose, but you could argue there are literally X spells that do maybe the same thing better, and I'm not big on those, so I think we're fine with dropping this. It also doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of what's going on here, although it is decent with Reclamation. But yeah, I think, alright, that looks good. I like that. Yeah, alright, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you thought about the deck. Let me know what you did and did not like. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.